Hello there, my name is James, for those of you that don't know me, and welcome to the Easter Egg Hunter, a series covering the very best secrets, Easter eggs and facts. And over the course of the next 10 minutes we're going to be checking out Easter eggs and oddities that all lurk outside the playable area, beyond the limits of game worlds, and secrets that might require a cheat, no clip, a glitch, or even help from a friend to see them, as we check out Easter eggs that are hidden out of bounds in video games. It was during Halo 2 Xbox Live's playlist update in April of 2006 when the map of Backwash, a stage set in a dark, dank swamp, and an area based upon Halo's level of 343 Guilty Spark would become the only multiplayer stage ever to be removed from Halo 2's matchmaking system. And mostly due to the fact the Xbox was having problems dealing with the eerie fog that rolled in across the map. Anyway, it is if you set up a multiplayer battle and have one player resting upon this ledge to the right of the blue base, while another player slams into them using either a Warthog or a Spectre, that there is a chance they will smash through the invisible barrier behind and now be able to explore the out of bounds region. Where just to the south of the map and decorated with blood on the floor rests a secret message that reads the following. Next up, we are checking in on a former Los Angeles company known as Zatrix Entertainment, a studio that went on to be known as Grey Matter Interactive and would go on to deliver us Return to Castle Wolfenstein and the Call of Duty United Offensive expansion pack. But prior to that, and during the latter part of the 90s, we were treated to a first-person shooter known as Redneck Rampage, a title which is also home to several secret messages, including this odd one while setting up the screen resolution.
Hold it, what the hell is that shit?
But it is during the first level and by trekking down the first road to the left that you'll be greeted by a dead-end sign and a barrier. Yet by typing in RD clip you can now cross the obstacle in your way and investigate the area further.
Why the big hurry?
If Dr. Carroll is not extracted tonight, Datadyne will put him through mind conditioning, and we'll lose our best chance of finding out what Datadyne are up to.
Yes, next it's Rare's first-person shooter action-adventure Perfect Dark, a title that has actually spawned numerous stories, rumours and unveiled many unfinished areas, secrets and oddities, and here are just a few of them, as it is during the Chicago stealth mission that we can visit the Pond Punk, a place in fact that resembles a bar that some of the team visited. And by utilising the moon jump code and jumping through this wall, oddly enough, there is another Pond Punk sign on the other side and a window just below that flips the sign and which now reads Bond, and perhaps a cheeky way of Rare referencing their awesome GoldenEye 007. While at the Carrington Villa, did you know that in order to make the wind turbine rotate its blades, the team actually used a drone gun and tucked it inside, which makes it even more fun now to investigate. But then there is what some have called the Lost City, which is the city you fly through during the game's opening intro, and yes, it can actually be visited, as once again by activating the moon jump and flying away from the front of the Datadyne building, you can now explore this vast place in greater detail. And it's a good opportunity to check out some of the signs and pictures you can and can't normally see during that opening sequence. And these signs in particular have been translated to Ice and the Last Battle, but what on earth Anal Land 11-10-129 refers to is something to be solved another day. Other interesting things include the fact that there is only one solid platform throughout the city, and this white light which is positioned at the back of the taxi rank, which if you manage to shoot, it will plunge most of the city into darkness. While in Farjay Studios' Bear Simulator, yeah, you know, that game where you can be a bear, there are actually a surprising amount of Easter eggs, but also a lot of mysteries which I'm not entirely sure if they were ever solved or were just simply left incomplete. Anyway, by heading in a northerly direction from your cave, you can enter this particular area, concealed by several bushes, and where, if you clamber up the rocks in the right hand corner, you can escape the game, break your legs and find this secret message. And if you're after more stupidity, then let's drop in on Nightmare House 2. As at any point during the first level, if you bring up the console commands and enter noclip, you can wander outside of the level and find Dr. Romero's lab in the distance, a place you never actually see until the final mission. But if you were to visit it now, then you are treated to this Easter egg.
Security and medical staff proceed to the cell detention area immediately.
What the? How in the world did you get in here? You're not supposed to... Whatever, just get out.
I can do this all day.
What's even more amusing though is that during the final battle, Dr. Romero observes you from the safety of his lab and laughs and jokes as you're being munched on by aliens. But if you were to no-clip back to the lab, which is impossible to do so otherwise, then you can bump Dr. Romero on the head and finish the game a little earlier.
This is so entertaining. God, I wish I had popcorn.
Next we're going to briefly take a look at Sonic Mania, where like many Sonic titles it would often come with an unlockable debug option that required a button combination to access it, and then we could explore the levels and fill them with extra objects and even enemies. But it is in Press Garden 1 that you can discover an unreachable room that so happens to bear a tiny message that is written backwards. Yeah, finally we are visiting Red Dead Redemption 2, where I'm making a return journey to Guarma, but in order to do just that, our adventure needs to start off with a campfire at this location, and then a journey that sees us having to ride all the way out of the map. Around Amberino, past West Elizabeth and circling the entire section of New Austin in order to reach this spot, where the game will think you have reached Guarma, and where a quick trip to this position beside the San Luis River and by getting drunk and blacking out will indeed return you to the map of Guarma. It's a huge adventure, one that would take you a few hours to complete, but the reason we travelled here in the first place was not to take in the scenery and simply wander about, but it was actually to see an Easter egg that can be seen by taking a trek around the west coast of this location, an adventure through this wooded area and to a broken part of the map where a quick swim in the sea below will reveal a shark that will eventually land upon the beach. And hats off to the person who found it, and to the folks that found the 2 new sharks in this bay to the east that unfortunately never turned up for me.